Well, the president of the United Nations Human Rights Council, Nazat Shamim Khan, on Saturday praised Egypt's launching of the first national strategy for human rights. She added in a video message to the launching ceremony that the strategy is aimed at boosting and also protecting human rights in Egypt. This strategy is an important step for implementing international human rights criteria and guaranteeing human rights, she said. Protecting human rights is very important for the action of the United Nations Human Rights Council, she said, pointing out that the strategy is very important in this regard. Well, to shed more light on this, we have the pleasure to have this phone with Mr. Raof, Gaafar, political analyst. Good afternoon, Mr. Gaafar.
Good afternoon to you.
Mr. Gaafar, could you give us your point of view on the main points that came during the launching of the National Strategy for Human Rights today that is launched by President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi?
First of all, the timing is good because, as we all have seen, we have always been subject to sort of criticism or remarks as far as human rights are concerned in Egypt. And so it was about time to make this, to put this strategy, to declare it, and to show to the whole world that Egypt is, as a matter of fact, applying what should be applied as far as different rights are concerned. So the strategy is comprising practically all the rights. I mean, if we're talking political rights, we're talking civil rights, we're talking economic, cultural, we're talking rights given to women against discrimination, to children, to handicaps. I mean, the right to be educated, the right, I mean, all sorts. So starting from the right to practice any religion one wants, the rights for privacy, even the prisoners. They have been included in this declaration, in this strategy, to show the world that they have the rights, and they are taking it. I mean, all sorts. Demonstrations, gatherings, personal rights. I mean, one can talk incessantly as far as the declaration is concerned, but it comprises practically all human rights as per the United Nations bylaws and as per all the industrialized and modernized world is applying.
Yes, Dr. Gaafar, actually just mentioned at the start of your...
Hello.
Was never happening because Egypt is always assuring its declaration to implement the best human rights program, and the strategy of today is a great example of this that is launched by President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi. Mr. Gaafar, could you also give me your point of view concerning this national strategy for human rights that is going to focus on social and economic and also cultural rights? Please.
Yes, I mean, we have noticed, we have seen that President Sisi and his government are giving the Egyptian citizen, the Egyptian human being, the importance it deserves. He deserves. So one of the things that he has to enjoy is that he has to have his full rights as far as everything is concerned. So you mentioned his right to, if we start, I mean, his right to cherish whatever God he wants. I mean, religion, the right to take the religion he wants, starting from there. The right to learn. I mean, again, this is something that has been implemented. So he has to learn and go to school and be educated.
Yes.
We are talking the right to express himself. So the right of expression in whatever mediums. So on social media, in public orations, perhaps on the newspapers. So again, to express himself and his conviction again is one of the human rights that were mentioned and will be applied according to the strategy that was today. Of course, there is a law. One has to practice his rights, but not breaching the law according to the law. So, and we all know the principle that says that your freedom stops at the right of other people. So it is not absolute, but you have to practice your rights within the applicable law. But again, I think that this strategy and the declaration of the strategy is marking a very important turning point as far as Egypt is concerned, and I think it will stop a lot of remarks and criticisms that we have been unjust, if I may say, we have been subject to over the last year.
Yes.
So now, yes.
Yes. So, Mr. Gaafar, now today the UN Human Rights, the head of the Human Rights Committee at the UN praised this strategy. How do you see this echo left by the launching of this strategy?
Now, officially,
yes.
Egypt is one of the countries that accept and believe in human rights. So
Egypt has always believed in human rights, of course.
No, but
yes.
now, I mean, a lot of people denied this right to us. But now that we have declared it officially,
yes.
and that the United Nations, as you said, praised this.
It's a kind of assuring, yes?
Yes.
Hello?
We will stop a lot of mouths talking about human rights in Egypt. Now it is official, we are applying it. And mind you, when you apply, when you declare such a thing, you are ready for people to come and see what you're practicing. So this again will shut a lot of mouths that were open to criticize Egypt.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your valuable information, Mr. Raof Gaafar, political analyst. Thank you so much for joining us over the phone. This is a short break, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to be back with you. Well, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi on Friday have inspected the work to upgrade the Autostrad road in Cairo, and the details in following report.
President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi on Friday inspected work to upgrade the Autostrad road in Cairo, which will include 7 lanes in each direction. President